Thank you so much for the awesome table topics, Courtney. Very good job. Before I start my evaluation, can I call on my timer and can I get their feedback?
Sure. It seems that everyone was mostly on time today for table topics. A few people didn't make it to 1 minute, and I believe Udo went just a little bit over 2 minutes, but that's about it.
Thank you so much, Nadia. Can I call my grammarian to the stage?
Thank you. So for the grammar report, I heard some really great uses of grammar and Justin's speech. I thought he used some really good religious terminology. I don't know how else to describe that, but I almost felt like I was listening to like the combination of like a pastor and a scholar. But he talked about different religious books. He talks about transgressions. He had some good analogies to breaking of bread. In Lee's speech, there were some really great uses of grammar. I liked the way he used economic forces. I liked how he used magic box instead of a phone. I thought that was really funny. And it was just some great uses. Also, Nadia, I really liked when she was giving her speech on being a leftist, and she used people's confirmation bias. I thought that was a really good term. And just when Slate was talking about losing or finding motivation, I thought that was really clever as well. So I thought there were a lot of really great uses of grammar. So great job, everybody. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Courtney, for that thorough analysis. Last but not least, can I call on our all counter, Slate Nations?
Yes. My report is all counter. So overall, very few filler words. So I think that's really awesome. I'm going to start off with the speeches section. Justin, I didn't catch any, so great job there. And as well as Lee, in your speech, I did not catch a single filler word, so congratulations to that. And then sticking out with the person, Justin, I didn't catch any filler words from you throughout the rest of the meeting. Lee, I did catch a single during your table topic, so still really great. I didn't catch any major ones for you, Courtney, or Sourin or Justin. For Noah, I did catch a and so, one and one but, yeah. So overall, I didn't catch many. You guys did really great. That is my report.
I would like to report that you said 3 times in that speech.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nadia. All right, now I'm gonna get started on my evaluation. So as the general evaluator, I will be evaluating the meeting in its entirety from the very top. So I know we had a little bit, or I had personally a little bit of technical difficulties as I was trying a new system with Zoom, so I'm sorry for that. But we got started maybe about 5 minutes after time. Other than that, I want to move on to Justin's speech called Aspects of Early Christian Worship. It was a Mastery Level 1 presentation. So Justin, your speech was very good. You were very knowledgeable about the topic, and that's something that I liked. You know, it didn't look like you were just reading a script, and it just looked like you were very knowledgeable. You sounded very confident. You're speaking from the Hebrew Old Testament, and one thing that I took from your speech was learning that, you know, that the book tells you like how to worship and what you should do and what you should not do. And I think the best part that I liked about your speech is at the end when you said, why should we care, or why is this important? And then you told us that it's important for you to understand this so you can be able to understand how spirituality affects another one's life. And so I felt that was really good to conclude and make your speech hit home. One thing I would say you can work on a bit is to show a little bit more emotion or enthusiasm. I know it's a rough week with finals and midterms or just finals and projects, but I would say just show a little bit more enthusiasm. But other than that, very good speech, very confident, very knowledgeable of the topic. So great job, Justin. Next, I would like to go to our second speaker, Lee. This was his icebreaker speech. Title, A Story of Capitalism. Lee, awesome speech from the top to the bottom. It was amazing how you was able to have an awesome opening about your mother, emphasizing the importance of the apple, and you was able to close, emphasizing the importance of the apple and the church, and just how all of these forces play a major role in life. And what I like most is how you sort of turned your speech into a really strong and interesting story that captured everyone's attention. It was really good, really strong for an icebreaker speech. Great job. There was one thing I wanted to say, but I don't see it on my notes anyway. It was awesome, awesome speech. You also mentioned that English was your second language. I couldn't tell, so great job there. And welcome to Toastmasters.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to go into our table topics led by Courtney. Courtney, just awesome job as being Toastmasters and Table Topic Masters. You took on two very important roles, two very, very, very tough roles. So great job to you. I could not do that. So you had great questions. It forced you to think, it forced me to think, it forced me to sort of think outside the box and not just give a generic answer, just to answer the question. I want to go into one of the questions that, or a few questions actually. This first question was about something that, I don't remember the exact question, but I remember the answer. The answer, Slate answered this, and he said that he had the best time, or it was about him buying something, and it was about him taking a second opinion. And so I just had to say that the best time to buy a car is in December, because that's when they're trying to get rid of their inventory, and you can basically get deals of deals, amazing deals. And always take the financial calculator with you so they can't cheat you. I learned that in accounting one. But anyways, great question. One last thing I want to say about table topics was I want to piggyback on Lee's topic about his dad and how he was hard. It kind of is very similar to my situation with my dad. And so I like the fact that you said when people push you, it doesn't really define who they are, but it's sort of like a summary of their experiences. And so my dad was the same way, in which he was foreign and he was an immigrant to the country, and so he would always work on hard work and education. And so it was just sort of eye-opening to see someone similar. So thank you for that. Other than that, table topics was really good. Just really great to get everyone to be able to say something. Last but not least is the general, the reports. So reporters, our grammarian was Courtney, our all counter was Slate, and our timer was Nadia. Besides me with my ons and ifs and buts, which is just getting worse, everyone has been getting a lot better, and it shows. I don't think Justin had any arms in his speech. So very, very good on grammar and very good on time. I think only one or two people were over time. So that's really good. Other than that, that's my report. And I've already had our grammarians and all counters report. So we're good to go. Thank you.
No, I don't think you called up the speech evaluators.
Speech evaluators?
Yeah, I think it's Sourin and I, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yes. Okay, so Sourin, would you like to give your evaluator?
Yep.
Or
So
your
I'll go ahead.
evaluation? Okay.
Overall, I really liked your speech, Justin. I was just taking a couple notes to talk about your speech and how I really liked it. So I liked how you really use primary sources. You talked about how you use the Old Testament and a lot of other historical sources in order to justify your speech. I actually enjoyed that because we were able to really see how you did a lot of research for the speech, and you were able to pull actual accounts and things like that to justify stuff. I also like the camera placement. I know you were trying to work on hand movements, I believe, and I really enjoyed how, for example, for a chant, you lifted up your arms. You were able to really express and almost like paint a picture for us about communion, about all these different forms of worship, and I really enjoyed that. I think you ended off on a very, very good note, talking about spirituality and trying to understand other people and how we need to reach out and learn more about others. And I'm specifically not really a spiritual person, but after reading you, I'm not reading, but like listening to your speech, it just made me want to like get interested and to learn more about, for example, what your religious beliefs are. So I just feel like talking in plain terms and being able to do it in relatable language was your strongest suit. And I just feel the only thing I see maybe improvement that you could do is maybe try to make it seem less structured. I know it was structured well in order to convey an idea, but try to make it maybe more spontaneous, or try to maybe put in some personal notes of maybe your experiences, like within communion, within any sort of personal touch would also be good with a lot of these historical speeches and really add a different angle. But other than that, overall, great job, and I hope to see your next speech next semester, Justin. Thank you. I think next is Slate.
Thank you, Sourin. Can I call up Slate to the stage to do his evaluation on Lee?
Yes. So Lee, I'll be giving your evaluation on your speech. And first off, I think you knocked your icebreaker speech out of the park. I know you mentioned both the last meeting when you joined us and at the beginning today that how you're not a native English speaker. And let me tell you that I don't think any one of us could have guessed that based on your speech today. So if that wasn't all a concern, so I think you're going to make bounds and leaps and just building on that English fluency you already seem to have. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'd like to use a system from some other clubs called glows and grows. So glows means stuff you did really great, grows means stuff you can improve on and use in future speeches. So your first glow would be your content. Your content in the speech was just amazing. Your entire introduction of introducing yourself from the very beginning, when you brought up the reason why speaking is so important with that quote, through just your entire family story of how your parents came over here. So I think content was perfect, honestly. And then going on to a grow, I think you could use the better hook. So you had that quote right after your introduction. I would move that quote right up to the very front. Start with that and then go into your speech. And then a little personal caveat of mine is I would say don't thank people. I'd say just like jump right into your speech. I know it can be a little weird because like you're really used to like thanking people like that, but that's just how I like to do speeches. And another grow was your comfort level. You seemed really comfortable speaking. You didn't seem too nervous. And I think another piece of evidence of that was your zero filler words. So I think that was really great. A grow would be your gestures. Try incorporating gestures into your future speeches. I didn't see any at all. Your hands were just down low. And I know sometimes you'll have to work them in on purpose when you're practicing your speech, but that'd be really great. Just work them in. And then another glow would be your structure and organization. That again was just really great. You could clearly had your intro, you're introduced what you're going to talk about, all your body topic points, the stories about your mom and the church and the Big Mac of her job and how much she could afford. And then your conclusion, which was a really strong conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and point out that quote that I think everybody loved. I know I did, was Apple, Big Mac, and church. What do they have in common? I think I paraphrased it a little bit. And then a grow that I think you could really improve on, something that Noah mentioned, was vocal variety. So even though your speech was really well built, the actual delivery, it was just a little monotone. So I kind of like what Noah said again, is put in a little emotion into it. Just like, and particularly when you get to the part about your mom or the church, you got a little bit of it when you start talking about all the descriptive use in that church, and you're like, oh, we were burning. You just want to like really bring out the emotion and change the inflection of your voice. And then leave on a glow that you had was your audience engagement. And that also goes in with your conclusion. You left us with that question, telling us to like keep thinking and how can we improve poverty throughout all levels. So overall, I think it was a really great speech. I think we all look forward to hopefully seeing you next semester. Thanks, Lee. Back to you, Noah.
Thank you so much, Slate, for that awesome and detailed evaluation. With that being said, that concludes my job as the general evaluator, and I will pass it on to Courtney, our Toastmaster for today.
Thank you, Noah. So I did realize that, well, actually, Justin pointed out that we did not vote on table topics. So if you guys want to go ahead and take a moment to send your votes to Noah for your first and second table topics. Unfortunately, no one, I was doing the Grammarian on top of the table topic, so I didn't get the names of each person's topic and write them down. But if you have a general idea about somebody that really stood out to you and you want to vote for somebody, yeah, you can go ahead and send those to Noah.
I think we can also do voting on evaluators if eligible. So do you want to go ahead and let Courtney?
So were you buff 330?
Yeah, that was the question. I'll go ahead and.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. No one called on you, Nadia. Nadia, if you want to go ahead and give the time on the evaluators.
Sure. Sourin, I believe that's how I pronounce your name. You were 145, so you were a little bit under the 2-minute mark. And Slate, you were a little bit over the 3-minute mark. You were at 3:44.
Gotcha. All right. We're gonna be a stickler for rules, and I think by default, Sourin's gonna win. Even though with the grace period is 30 seconds, we're gonna stick to the rules there. So yeah, I think the grace period is about 15 seconds or so down as well. So no need to vote for evaluators. All right, and after we're all done voting, the Toastmaster.
All right. So if we're all done voting, then I will pull up our schedule here. Oh, actually, oh my goodness, no, we're not doing the schedule then, I guess. That's kind of crazy. So I guess it is really the end of the semester. So just a reminder, especially to people who are new, I am VP of Education. So if you give a speech, if you are interested in discussing the Pathways program, just the different pathways they are and levels and projects that you do a part of that program, Pathways is the program through Toastmasters where you can build upon your public speaking and leadership skills. So yeah, just let me know. And yeah, I think that was a great meeting. And since I don't need to assign roles, I guess I will pass it on to our president, Slate. Thank you, guys.
Right. Yes, we were so built in our routine. I love how we were ready to jump into assigning roles. Not quite ready. We don't know when our first day is for our meeting next semester. So Noah, I assume since we just did voting, we're probably still waiting for those to come in and be counted.
Ready.
Oh, you're ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call in votes then.
Okay. For table topics and the speech.
Yeah.
So coming in first place for the speech, drum roll, please. We have Lee. So good job, Lee. Also, great job, Justin. Good job, Lee, for coming in first place. And coming in first place for our table topics is Nadia. So good job, Nadia.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah. And coming in second place for our table topics is Justin. So good job, Justin. There you go. All right, so that concludes our votes for table topics and best speakers. Back to you, Slate.
All right, thank you, Noah. Congratulations to you three. I think that's pretty sound assessment how well your icebreaker went, Lee. Moving on with some closing remarks. So once again, this was our final meeting. So please stay in touch in the group me. And if we don't have, if you're worried that you aren't on group me or anything, make sure to reach out to us. We'll stay in contact. We have our social medias. We mainly use Instagram. All our handles are UGA Toastmasters. And past that, real quick on this meeting, it was a bit flustered, but some advice for next semester with the Zoom and technical difficulties. Make sure, even if you're just a regular attendee, try and come 5 to 10 minutes early. Other than that, yeah, I think quick for general evaluator role, don't have to go as in-depth on the evaluator's job. Save that for the evaluators. Don't have to evaluate the speeches. Another quick point I want to mention that I usually waste on my evaluator time. I didn't today. Is a quick note that all evaluations are subjective. So, for example, when I said the things like, don't thank someone else might turn around and say, always thank someone. So it's just important to remember that all evaluations are subjective, and that's from that own person's point of view. It's not necessarily the absolute best or correct way to do a speech. There are multiple ways to do a speech, tons of delivery methods and structures, and that's just something really important to remember. And that they're always there to improve your speaking ability. So don't ever be pretty much sad to hear some of the improvements they might recommend. I think after that, we do have the speech contest info that we will still be sending out in the group me. That's still in the works. I think we have to send someone by January, the end of January. So if you're interested in that, you can still reach out. But either way, we'll send out info in the group me. Past that, I would like to just thank Nadia for coming in. I know she's introduced herself a couple times. Nadia, did you want to introduce yourself since you haven't been had a chance this semester?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Nadia. I'm a third year at UGA. I'm a chemistry major. I was at UGA, and I think I was a VP of something in Toastmasters, but then I had to drop out and go to GGC, so I never got to fulfill my role, sadly. And it's nice to meet you all. I'll definitely be here next semester.
All right, thank you for that, Nadia. Yeah, it was actually it was me that was able to fill that in for you and opened, one weird way, one door opened, another closed. So if I said that saying right, I don't think I did, but we're glad that you're back. And there's definitely room to get involved if you're looking to get involved. And I know you've mentioned before this meeting some opportunities for us to grow our membership. So we're glad that that's there.
Absolutely. And could you tell me a little bit more about the speech competition?
Yes. So real quick, how that works. So it's the official Toastmasters contest, and the exact details we'll send out in the group me for everyone. But there are two of them. There's one, it's called the International Speech Contest, and that's the more regular speech contest. And then there's the humorous one. And that is a requirement that it's supposed to be a speech that's actually humorous. And they're both prepared speeches that are 5 to 7 minutes long. And so the first level is the club level. So we get to pick someone to send to the next level, which would be area. And it continues from there. And for the international speech, it actually goes all the way to international, worldwide.
And where would
So that's the very brief. What was that?
Where would that be?
So currently, given everything that's going on, they are being done online.
Oh, makes sense.
Zoom. Yeah, there will be a set time for everything. And if you're asking specifically on the club details, we're actually still trying to figure out how we want to do that. With the increased time frame, they'll probably do a specific meeting for a speech contest if there are enough people interested.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for asking, Nadia. And of course, Courtney already mentioned she's BPE, so she knows a lot about Pathways. Pathways is our system, educational system through Toastmasters. So that's the main benefit everyone gets as a member. So I encourage everyone to become a paid member, especially if you know you're going to become a paid member. Go ahead and do it before the end of December, because we still have that benefit. You get a free second path. So just wanted to put that reminder out. We'll probably send that out as well. And because our cycles aren't exactly by semester, so you can still do that. And I think that's it for announcements. And so again, great meeting, last meeting. No one else has any other announcements. I think I'll go and pass it off to Noah to officially close out our meeting.
All right. Thank you, Slate. Well, as Slate has mentioned, this is our last meeting of the semester. It was a great meeting to have and see everyone, and just to have an awesome speech by both Justin and Lee. With that being said, I will go ahead and close this meeting out. This meeting has been adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Good rest of the week and good luck in finals.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
y'all
too.
too.
See you guys.
Everybody.
We got the recording.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, what?
Let me
Oh,
stop it.
before.